You are listening to the Built to Grow podcast.
All right. Welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I'm your host, Tim Lyons, in studio, back in the saddle after a long trip to San Antonio, Texas. Shout out to Atli, Roland, and Jason Benavides. Thanks for taking me out. But joined, as always, by Randy Angson. What's up, man?
How we doing?
Good. Just got back, man. You know what? I will tell you, San Antonio is a cool town.
Very cool town. Did you do the, was it Riverfront?
I did the River Walk.
Yeah, River Walk.
Yep. We popped around there. Very cool.
Yeah.
Looked like Venice, maybe a little Vegas.
Canali-like.
Very cool. And then we did the whole San Antonio, or the Alamo thing.
Cool. Very cool.
We went in, we did the tour and learned, oh man, that history's killer.
Dude, I'm a closet history nerd. I love U.S. history, but world history on top of it. But yeah, stuff like that.
I mean, to be honest with you, if I were to name my top 10 cities I want to visit, San Antonio wouldn't be there. But after going, it's right up there. It's very cool. Very cool little town. So figured I'd just say that. Just did a little event there. But really quick announcement, guys. We have a State of the Union survey that I want you to fill out. And for doing that, you're going to get a chance to win $500 gift card to Amazon. We figured Amazon was the easiest. Everybody kind of uses that. It's a 3-minute survey. It literally times out to be 3 minutes. I think there's 14 questions, a multiple choice. We want to see the state of the industry. And the reason I'm doing this, because I need to get a pulse on the industry post, what just happened. Where are you guys sitting today? It's a very easy URL to remember. It's winninggym.com/3 minutes. For 3 minutes, and be honest with these answers, guys. I really want to get some good data, because I want to do a follow-up couple episodes down the road with the data. And it's really just to get an idea of where everybody's sitting. So be honest. If you're not making X, just say it. Just put it on there. You could get a chance to win. Like I said, a $500 gift card. We'll do a drawing. It'll be live. So it'll be. You ever seen those things where you put all the names in and it spins the wheel?
Yeah. We'll
do the spin the wheel thing. And we'll do it in the Business Talk with Fitness Professionals Facebook group. So this is the first mention of it, winninggym.com/3 minutes. Go over there and fill the survey out. Like I said, it's so easy to do, and just be honest with it. I'd love to get your honest feedback on everything. So
yeah, I mean, we've done it a couple times, and I love when we get this data back, right? We share it with everybody. I mean, it's the more honest you guys are, the more we can all, look at the industry honestly. I mean, we need to be able to figure out where we can do better.
Correct.
And what areas we need to help. And that honest feedback gives us that ability.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the goal is 1,000 responses. I think once you get, about that many, then it starts to accumulate, and you kind of can see trends and things like that. So winninggym.com/3 minutes. Go fill that out. It doesn't matter if you're in Australia or New Zealand or Philippines or the United States, Canada, Mexico.
Shout out to Singapore. A lot of you listeners in Singapore.
Hello.
Yeah.
Singapore in the house. All right. So this topic today, today's episode, I just got off a coaching call with a prospective client. Not sure if he even listens to the show or not, but we got into his business model a little bit. And this is what we do in our discovery calls. You need to understand where your income's coming from. What are your services that you provide? What's your gym like? All that good stuff. What you pay your trainers. It all goes into a formula. But he was really excited to share with me that his private training is blowing up. He's getting a lot of people signing up for private training. And so as we got into it, and I know private training's not the way, but he was really excited about it. And as we started dissecting the hourly revenue that he's making from private training, it was about $60 an hour, gross. Yeah. Gross. Of course, he has to pay the coach after that, but $60 an hour, he's kind of excited. He's getting $60 an hour because the payment plans are like $750 a month. And so he's really excited about that. And he's getting people really, wanting to do that. And then as we got talking into it, he was telling me about all the struggles he's having. It's like, I don't have coaches to coach these other things, and they're tied up for the hour. And I was saying, all right, well, look, I will tell you right off the jump, private training is a trap.
Boom.
It's a trap. And a lot of gym owners fall into this trap because, it's a big price point. They get excited. They see that big $900 a month coming in from one client. and they get excited that there's a lot of revenue coming in. But after dissecting the numbers and dissecting his semi-private, because he also offers semi-private training, we realized really quickly he was making about 40% less per hour than he could be making if he was doing semi-private training. And more people could afford semi-private training.
Yep.
So this goes to kind of the overall global question is, should you even offer one-on-one training? And I would say, personally, I'd say no. I mean, because we don't do it.
Yep.
We don't do it. I don't think you need it. And unless you got a special case, an injury or something that really needs the attention, most clients, and by most I mean 80 to 90% of the clients out there, don't need private training. They think they want it because maybe that's all they've ever done, or if they think that private training is the best. But if you're going to offer it, you need to be charging at least what a full boat semi-private training session would bring in revenue.
Yeah.
That would be your minimum. So how do you figure that out? How do you figure that out, Tim? How do I know what I should charge? But look, if you're going to offer private training, it needs to be the equivalent to a full boat
session,
semi-private session.
Hour, yeah.
He does 4 clients per hour. And even at 4 clients an hour, he would still be making 40% more. He'd be making 110 instead of 60.
And that this is when I take a lot of these calls, right? We have a lot of those dissections, and it's always the same thing. It feels good to have that one-on-one, but the struggles of who can afford it, where it's capped. The thing that it always comes down to, guys, is the deliverable of the business for that hour. That's something we can't change. And so just that transition, I would say the majority of the time, I mean, from math, I think it always makes sense.
Oh, but never mind. It's 83%.
Oh, only 83%.
Because it's $110 an hour is what is 4-pack or 4 clients in 1 hour versus 60. So it's 110. So it's 83% increase in revenue. Increase if he did it semi-private for that hour. And that's with 4. Imagine 6.
Exactly.
Imagine 6. So the math is obvious. The math is obvious. So like for him, he needs to charge $110 an hour for that private training. And people are like, well, Tim, people need private training, or they want to pay for private training and they won't pay for semi-private training. And I would argue that they will pay for semi-private training. You just have to explain it better.
Yeah, I think the number one thing holding gyms back or gym owners back from making that transition is themselves. Is them not actually understanding it enough to implement it, meaning program design, that type of thing, or like the actual transition of the business. But more so, it's my clients won't.
I hear that a lot.
And I don't think there's any fact, there's no logic behind it other than our own, their own opinion,
Their
of
feeling.
The feeling. It is an emotion. It's emotion, guys. It's not logic. It's and that's the thing. Why? Because we've done it. We've done it over and over. I mean, hell, we took an entire a 30-year business that was nothing but one-on-one training. Every single person walking through the door and transitioned the entire business. No kickback. How are you going to tell me every single person in there was just an anomaly? No.
Yeah, right.
But when you take yourself out of the way, you look at the logic of the math, you realize this is something you need. It's not an option. What's the reason you're in business? Is it to serve a couple people, or is it to make money and serve as many as you can?
Correct.
That's the purpose of the business. That's what you decided on. So when you have decisions like this to make and you don't, that's on you.
No, it's right there. We make decisions on data.
Absolutely.
Okay? Not feeling. We're very logic driven human beings in everyday life. We're very logic based. And that's difficult because some people are very emotional.
Yep.
And I wouldn't say there's anything right or wrong with either one. It's just what you have to understand is logic is right. And that's what you have to.
Yeah, exactly.
If we're going to be honest.
You're on the wrong side of the line.
Yeah. It's either you're on the logic side or you're wrong. No, just kidding. But
emotion does not always. Emotion can cloud judgment. Absolutely. The more emotional you are when making a decision, the less likely you are to consider the logic.
Oh gosh.
Which more often than not is the right decision for the business or in business.
I can give you a great point on emotion versus logic right now. I'm dealing with it. I'm dealing with this construction project, and many of you have told me that you appreciated the kind of being transparent with what's happening with the pricing, the price increases, and the new contractor coming on board, and we're kind of like. Actually, within the next hour, I'll have the new contractor's pricing. Of course, he asked for more time, but got it. Here's the thing. We've got 3 buildings to build. Gym's one of them. And it may be more logical to build the other 2 buildings and not the gym right now, just based on the cost of the construction and the loan value and all this kind of stuff. And emotionally, that really pisses me off because I was very excited for a grand opening, but logically, why wouldn't I want to get the 2 buildings in, bringing in income?
Yeah, that could bring in revenue and additional revenue.
And then hopefully let the pricing come down a little bit, and then we come in and build the gym. So I'm dealing with that today. I have to make a decision this afternoon on which direction we're going to go. But I'm going to look at the logic side. I will stay here another year if I have to, and deal with the landlord and all that stuff, because logically it wouldn't make sense to pay 2 to 3 or 4 times the real cost of the construction because I have to get it done now.
Yeah, there other than the desire to have it done now.
I mean, we're ready for it.
Yeah.
We've got new websites. We've got new logos and colors, designs, products picked out, equipment picked out. Everybody's on standby.
Yep.
I mean, I've got an amazing marketing campaign ready to rock. It's all ready. And I may just have to say, hold tight for another year. So emotion, logic, the numbers for semi-private training make the most sense. If you're not doing semi-private training yet and you don't know how to do it, we've got an entire coaching program based around switching to semi-private. In fact, the domain is switchtosemiprivate.com. If you want some more information and you're a gym that's either doing one-on-one or doing team training, or you're even already offering semi-private training, you feel like you could be doing it better, we've got all the resources needed at switchtosemiprivate.com. You jump on a call with us, and that goes into the program. You said one of the big kind of hang-ups on gym owners not making the switch is, I don't know how to customize the programming to make it individual for the semi-private model. Well, guys, we've got over a year's worth of programming we're willing to share with people that are in the program if they need it. We put you on the phone with our fitness director, our program design guy, does everything. He will coach you through this, basically all the resources you need. I was talking to this particular gym owner today, the one that I was mentioning about the private training trap. And, every question he had, it's in the course, it's in the program, it's in the coaching, it's already there. Like, this is already been figured out.
Exactly.
We do it successfully. Yep. We do it here successfully. We're still practicing what we preach, unlike some. We do it every day, and we coach clients to do it every day.
Every single
gym owner client. So,
and another thing to that is, I want everybody to be clear. The transition in your business does not mean you're hitting cancel on the business that you have today. You're not watching every membership, every person, all of that revenue and everything just stop because you're going to just relaunch and hope that this thing works. We're going to transition the business. We're going to expose people that are already spending money with you to something new and allow them to make decisions and move over. I can't think there's a gym that's ever made a transition and not exponentially been better off.
Immediately.
Weeks.
Immediately.
We went through the math, guys. The thing is, we figured out the conversations that it takes to make that math and those clients transition. I always bring up the fact we talked to 3 different groups of people. Those that are spending money with you, that's one group that we have to transition. Then we have to speak to those that have never been through your doors yet, right? Change the marketing, change the language, talk about what we do differently. And then those that have come and gone. There's opportunity there. Let's go back after the people that are past clients of ours. Let's expose them to something we didn't have available necessarily or didn't do well. And let's give them the opportunity to come back, try us out, and earn their business again. So not only are we going to help you transition the business, but everybody that you had past, present, and future of the organization, we're going to help you communicate the change to them as well.
Yep.
So, I mean, this is, we drive this point home a lot, but it's because we understand the difficulty of the transition. I understand why there's a lot of hesitation around it because of these reasons, right? Program design is a big conversation. But we've done this a lot. This is what we enjoy to do. I mean, we could walk out there and show you exactly what it looks like on the other side of it. You know, this is what we do in Tim's gym every single day. We know that it works, and it can work for you too.
Yeah, and sometimes the hesitation is you're so in love with your product today, even though it's not serving you in the best way.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, so a lot of people have a tough time just saying, maybe I wasn't doing the right thing the whole time. I mean, it goes back to my early days. I knew within months that I was doing the wrong thing. And you think about all the planning that it takes to get to a gym that's open under this model that you think is perfect, and then it doesn't pan out in 3, 6, 8, 9 months, and then you have to make a complete rebuild. That was tough, but I did it because, again, very logic based. It made a lot of. I wasn't in love with any of it. I was in love with having a successful business more than I was in the product I was providing.
Well, and it's about the result, right? Like much with our clients, if your client wasn't getting results, you wouldn't continue to do and just grind the same things and expect a different result, right? No, you have to make a change. I had a call with somebody this week on. He's probably listening, and he knows we had a heart to heart, and we've had a few calls about making the transition. He's considered it for probably over a year now, and you know this last call was different than it has been before because I didn't need to explain the aspects of the program and how it's delivered and all that stuff again. We know that. We had the heart to heart on what sacrifice are you willing to make in order to make the change in your business that you know and we agree you need to make. Now, that doesn't mean it has to be with us, but you have to do something if you want that result. Sitting around hoping change is going to happen or hoping that stuff, is coming down the line isn't going to get you where you need to go. Take action. And that's the hardest part for us is we want this for you, but if you do nothing, you guys aren't going to get any of the result. Mm-hmm. I would much rather you go and try this on your own and, even screw it up or just make the attempt. I don't understand stagnation.
It's paralyzation.
Yeah.
You're paralyzed, if that's even a word. It's fear. It's fear. Mm-hmm. So hopefully you guys understand that our mission is to help gym owners win. There's a lot of ways to win this game. And yes, we've worked with gyms that don't offer semi-private or can't. In fact, there's one right now that we can't make the transition. He's out of state. He's got very limited ways that he can monitor this business. So we're not changing the model. We brought it up. It didn't make sense. We're not doing it. So there's sacrifices, like you said, time. Money. Like we're very big on buying time. Very big on it. And by buying time is you're buying expertise from people that have done it before. And that could be anything. Finances, buy the time of coaching for finances, or buy the time for fixing your vehicle because you don't know how to do it, so you buy a mechanic. There's a million cases for buying time. Absolutely. Could you fix the truck yourself? Yeah, you can go on YouTube, buy the parts, get the tools and figure it out. But why? It's already been figured out. Somebody does this. So you're going to go buy that service. So again, point is, we want you to win. And to Randy's point, it doesn't have to be with us. Mm-hmm. We would love to work with you, but if you want to try this yourself and you think you can do it, great. If you get stuck, call us. That's really how this goes. So, guys, hopefully you made the correlation between the trap of private training in this episode and why semi-private still is the big winner. If you need help, guys, go to switchtosemiprivate.com. Until next episode, keep changing lives. We'll see you. Bye.